Hey, Joe Fay here. Thanks for clicking on the video and watching, hopefully here, part 2 of this restoration, or renovation might be the better word, of the 61 Plymouth. The video, part 1, was received really well. A lot of comments, a lot of compliments on the purchase. So my intent right now is to do another video. I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, so I think you saw from the previous video the pickup and delivery of the car. Just a little background, what I can tell you in terms of what I know about it, and where we're going to go with this. This was picked up on Facebook Marketplace, and I'll be very honest, I paid $3,100 for this car. So just proof that there are cool old cars still out there, and at prices that are reasonable. Again, the advantage of this car is just the solid rust-free body. And according to the seller, it was an Arizona car when he purchased it. The serial number actually indicates that this was made in Los Angeles, so it's a Los Angeles car. I think there might be some minor differences between the Los Angeles cars and the Detroit cars, but we'll see that later on. But the plan here is actually to do a budget build. I'm not going to spend a lot of money on this car. It's a 4-door sedan, and you look at these 4-door sedans, they don't bring a lot of money to the marketplace, but if they're cool looking cars and they're enjoyable, and when I talk about cool, I mean cool like jet pod taillights, and most importantly, the really angry looking grille up front with the eyebrows and separated headlights and pie plates, the anger lines. It's just a cool car. So what I plan on doing for this video, believe it or not, is I'm going to strip and paint this roof. I can't tell if it was actually white or the fawn beige from the factory. I'll figure out what I'm going to do with it as I get more stripping done. Okay, so we're going to paint this roof, believe it or not, with Rust-Oleum. We're going to paint this roof with Rust-Oleum. And what we're going to have to do is sand this down and then paint it with a rust preventative layer. I did a little experiment yesterday where I took this down to bare metal and then I put on a coat of the Rust-Oleum Rust Preventative Primer. You can see how nice it actually came out. So that looked just like this. So I've gotten this just in one session to look like that. Once we get this whole roof stripped and then painted with the black primer, then we'll do a coat of self-etching primer, and then after that we'll do a white coat of sandable primer, and then once that's done, we'll be able to lay on a coat of paint. So I've painted cars before with Rust-Oleum. We're going to do it panel by panel, and I think the results will be shocking. I know people will be making comments, and please make comments. I'd love to see what you think. All right, so we've got an 80 grit that I'm going to start with, and I'm not going to bore you by making you see me sand every friggin' inch of this roof, but you'll get the gist of it. Now, I know there are going to be people out there screaming, but you're ruining the patina! The car has patina! Well, yeah, I like my cars to look actually kind of nice, so I'm not a patina guy, but I want to show you a couple things here that why I'm not a patina guy. So, this is patina, right? But what it really is, it's just really bad body work. Somebody came in here and painted with a brush. It's pretty obvious this car had damage previous to me buying the car. This is a white fender. I know, I can tell this is a white hood. The way there's some rot underneath the hood as well tells me that it's not original to the car. There's white paint here. This fender has white paint. And the bodywork is terrible. I mean, look at this. This is awful. So, yeah, I understand people like patina, maybe when it's aged on a car. But again, this is just bad bodywork. You know, somebody came in here and painted over rust. So why actually be proud and display somebody else's bad work? I know I'm being a little harsh, but again, I've only spent 5 minutes and I'm already getting most of this roof down to bare metal. So I'd rather spend the effort, try to, and you know, all right, I'm Rust-Oleum painting this, so maybe people will say that's not right either. But you know, don't criticize that until you see the end result. But okay, that was my little rant. Sorry, no more rants, I promise. This is sort of like an archaeology project. I mean, you basically are stripping paint down, but you see various layers. So if I look at this top layer is actually an off-white, and then it's on top of the fawn beige. So this is effectively a two-tone car, fawn beige with a white roof. Again, it's an off-white, almost eggshell. But you know, if you go below the fawn beige is actually a gray primer. Below the fawn beige is a gray primer, and then below that is actually a red primer. So you've got red primer, gray primer, fawn beige, and white. So there's 4 layers here. And then you've got this weird blue, which almost to me looks like factory rework. So if you notice, look at this. This looks like a real rough patch of a body line. Now, is that done at a later date and they filled in with some lead? But it's definitely interesting and intriguing. So I've got about half of this roof stripped. I'm having troubles getting this molding off. I actually have a new molding to put on. This has been, some holes have been drilled in to put these moldings in, which is not factory correct. But there we go, making progress. Give you a pan of the whole roof here. So still working on the top here. I've got almost half of the car done. I'm just starting to come around the window edges, so I took off the molding, and you can just see, look at all the debris that has accumulated in this over the years. So just a lot of junk, pine needles. This is the stuff that it's damp and it sits there and it effectively rots the metal. But thankfully, it hasn't really ruined this car. So yuck. So okay, so we're working on it. There's lots of rough sections where it almost looks like it's Bondo up here, but I don't see dents. I took a whole lot out of here. I feel a little wave there, but yeah, we gotta keep cleaning and getting this rot and paint off. Okay, so just taking a little break here. I'm gonna go out and get some heavier grit sandpaper to take care of this rougher patch. But you can see the paint's coming off. It's not a fun process, but in the end it will be fairly rewarding. I'm just wondering, is that just trying to see how straight this is, if there's any dents. I think it's pretty damn straight. So this car had a lot of old bodywork, and they really lathered on the Bondo. It's not that bad, but again, and there's also lead in here. And the interesting thing is that it's not even, so I'm going to have to, I will have to put a little bit of plastic in here just to smooth it out. You know, again, another, like, look at that right there. And to be clear, I mean, I understand that I'm going to be doing some rework on this, so right now we're just laying down the very first thin coat. So my approach might be a little different than others. Painting this now allows me to see where I might want to go in and do a little more sanding. I also can see there's a lot of roughness over here that we're going to have to rework and smooth out. But in general, you know, I'm seeing what I need to see. So as I start to fine tune this, it'll come out nice. Now that the heater is turned off, I can just quickly show you that I've done another coat of paint. And this is the self-etching primer. So this does fill in a lot of the cracks and crevices. So we're going to let this cure. I've got this room set at 65 degrees. It's 32 outside. And we're going to go for lunch. And after lunch, we'll probably come back and put a coat of paint on it. Do a little test of a color that's, I hope, very similar to the fawn beige. Okay, so we have a pretty nice looking roof again, primed and ready for paint. And of course my heater goes on every time I go to film. Came out really nice. No more rust. Thought I had glass for the window, which we actually do have, but if you notice, there's no runner. You need the runner to hook up to the regulator. Luckily, I had an extra window from my 61 Dodge project, so I'm going to try to get the window regulator installed. I mean, we're going to have to do more work later on, but I'm going to probably have to have this car serviced, and if it's serviced, it's going to be put outside. And I just want to make sure the windows roll up when it's outside. So here's the regulator. I'm going to put that back in right now. The window works. So we've got a window now. And luckily, it's actually tinted. The window in the back seat, I'll save, obviously. You know, if anything ever happens to that window, I have this extra. But there was no runner on the bottom. So lucked out there. So, hey, got something done. Coming up, we're going to do the gas tank. We're going to replace the tires. Well, looks like we got the tires for the Plymouth came in. Geez, I just ordered them literally 2 days ago. It's a Saturday and it got delivered. So that's what we're going to do next. Get the tires on the car. So we picked up 4 BF Goodrich Silvertown. We mounted them on the rims, and now we're mounting them on the car. That's it. All 4 tires are on. New rubber. All right, so all we're doing is opening up the trunk. That roof. We're opening up the trunk, and we're just going to pull out a gas tank. We're going to take this gas tank out to a radiator shop out in Archibald, Ohio, and we're going to have it pressure tested to see if it's good to go. But I anticipate that it's fine. Although there are some dents, we'll have to see. Okay, so before I put the gas tank back in the car, I just want to make it look a little nicer. At least from the top end, we'll probably undercoat the bottom end. So we'll just put a nice silver coat. And as noted earlier, this is pressure tested at Archibald Radiator in Archibald, Ohio, and we were given the green light to use this. So we'll just want to get the new sending unit put in this, and get her back in the car. And we have a sending unit. Well, that was sort of a pain in the neck, but yeah, we've got this in. There's a little twisted flange, well, bracket that you have to hook into these 3 points and then turn, and it's in solid now. So we've got the tanks ready to go and pressure tested, repainted, and next we're gonna just do some cleanup underneath and then get this thing installed. I painted the roof. I'm still not happy. I'm gonna resand, and I think I am gonna go with beige. I don't know what I'm doing. Clean the glass, but getting this thing ready to send out to the shop. So, as you can see, the floors are really not that rusted, and yeah, we had some elements of surface rust. I'm just going to come in here and quickly spray in, not over here, but in the center where the gas tank is going. I'm going to spray in some rubberized rust preventative material. Once I do that, then I can get the car ready for the fuel tank to be installed. I have the strap attached to a retaining clip that's on the end of the strap. I inserted the bolts, put on the second strap, and then I'm going to try to get this gas tank loaded up into the car. Okay, so now I'm going to lift up and get the end strap hooked up to the bolt, and hopefully it'll be an easy one-handed exercise, because I got to hold the tank up with the other hand. All right, so the gas tank is installed. So we're good to go. Connected to the gas line, connected to the sending unit, and the actual electric connection for the gauge. Okay, so everything I'm doing I know is kind of half-assed, but I did strip this down and again fix this whole section that had been leaded in. Not really sure why, what happened there. Clearly was some kind of damage. For all I know, it might have been damage at the factory, but there was lead in here, and we have a little bit of also up on the other corner over around here as well. So I'll probably over around here, so I'll probably have to do the same over there. Something happened in here. There's a dip right here, a little bit of a wave in here. Build up right here is kind of high. There's a sink mart here. So again, I'm not really sure what happened, but we're just going to put in a layer of Bondo in there as well and smooth it all out. So I've flattened this out as well, smoothed it. Now it doesn't have the ripples. It's a nicer finish. It's not perfect. I don't expect it to be. I'll do a little more rework. But in the meantime, I just want to get the metal covered before I go home for the day. This is a this is a high build primer, so this will fill in some of the cracks and crevices, and again where it doesn't, like right here and here, I'll do a little more sanding and do more sanding over here, but we'll smooth it all out and get this whole roof flat. Okay, so that's definitely smoothed out. It's still drying. There's some little pit marks, but we can take care of that with the glazing putty. But it's definitely flatter. Worked on the other side as well. Okay, so this is not an advertisement, but I'm just showing you what I'm doing. I'm using this turbo spray 5 times faster for large projects, Rust-Oleum paint. It supposedly gives about a 10-inch fan from a spray standpoint, so that'll allow me to put better even coats on in one quick motion and hopefully simulate sort of what a spray gun would be giving me. So this is gloss white, and never used it before, so if I destroy it, if I destroy the roof, which I have now totally primed with a filler primer and then sanded with a 300 grit and then went to an 800 grit to smooth things out. Mask up, tacked it with a tacking cloth, so I've removed all the dust and debris. I've mushed up a couple sections up front, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'd rather get a full coat on here and see what happens. So wish me luck. That's it, we're out. Okay, so it's a day later, and I'm actually really pleased with the way this came out. So I'm going to wet sand this. There still needs to be some flattening out of some of the areas. Like I'm going to try to address this little. I'm going to try to address this little dimple here. A couple little dimples over there. Couple here, but by and large I'm very pleased. There's some rough sections right here that probably need some addressing, but a little bit right here as well. All right, so I have this ready to go. I've tacked it. There's no dust on it, no oils. It's ready to go for a clear coat. I'm going to keep the paint above this ridge line and just do the top surface. I've got some areas I have to rework over here, so I'm not going to worry about that right now, but I want to focus on the main center section. I'm going to use the Eastwood 2K Aero Spray Clear Coat. It's actually a two-part product. You've got to smash the bottom section and have the two compounds mixed together. So has only about a 24-hour useful life as well. So once I do this, I gotta use the whole can. So you basically stick this in here like that, and then I slab it on the ground and get the bottom section of the can totally blended with the top section. Not good. I see some alligatoring going on over there, so we're going to have to do some further wet sanding. Sucks. So, bottom line is that this came off pretty badly. I'm not gonna lie, but I've just watched some YouTube videos on fixing wrinkled paint, and looks like we can fix it. It looks like the only portion that actually wrinkled was the clear coat itself. It didn't lift the white paint below. So looks like if I just do some wet sanding, we should be in better shape. And then, I don't know, try another coat of clear coat. Who knows? We'll see. So I've gone in here. There's still some hints of alligator, wrinkling, whatever you want to call it. But it's definitely coming down as I wet sand. Okay, so for the time being, I'm going to call this roof done. It's not perfect. I'm going to have to do more wet sanding in certain areas. We've got some peeling, orange peel or alligatoring as well, wrinkling, whatever you want to call it. But in terms of my current level of effort, I'm sort of done on this. I think in general, the car looks great now with the new tires. But we've left dents in here. There are still dents, but again, more of the orange peel or wrinkling that needs to be addressed. But I think that can be done over the course of the next couple of weeks. What I'm going to do now is get the top chrome back on. I'll continue to wet sand. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna get this wet sanded further and polished. But in terms of removing the rust, that's obviously been accomplished. And again, we'll put the chrome trim on here as well. Probably want to play with this door next, just to see what I can do on that. But yeah, I'm I'm really liking this car. I'm gonna put the trim back on the windscreen, but if you notice here, this whole channel is empty, and this was the old moldings were bolted on. That's different than I've seen on other Detroit-built 61 Mopars, and what I'm wondering is that maybe there was a difference between what was done in Los Angeles versus what was done in Detroit. But in any event, on the 61s, you can't get the clips back in after you put the windshield in, so that's the problem. And not only is that a problem, but there are no holes for the clips. But I've got a solution for that. These clips are actually B-body clips, and they would be used on the intermediate size Chrysler products, Dodge Dart and Coronet and Savoys from Plymouth. What I've done is I've drilled a hole right here. What I can do is just then insert these into the holes, then pry this out a little bit so the chrome can clear the bolt, and then lock in with these tabs. And I'll set three of these up along this line here. We'll hammer these in and get this secured, and then we'll bolt in right here, the one bolt. And in the meantime, I will cut out the old nuts that are locked in. So this is secured, and now all I do is just pry out those two tabs. I can lock down this ridge into the clip. I'm going to put in 3 more clips along this top line to the center. I'll do the same on the other side. Okay, so I've put all the clips in. I have the 2 end caps also placed in line so that I can now properly align this whole setup. So I think I want to be something like this so that this gets inserted into that section. Yeah, we're a little off here. I'll pull this over here just a little more. Now I'm going to take Mr. Rubber Mallet and just pop this in. I've put the chrome surround back on. This is actually DeSoto chrome. Not sure if it's a 61 or a 60, but it's a nicer piece in that it's a little bit wider. So it has a little bit more of a width to it, and again, it's not bolted down in the center. The more I look at this car, the more I'm convinced that it was in an automobile accident. So I'm noticing, for example, here, that's where Fury trim would go on. The fender as well is white. The hood we know is white as well. So looks like it's got crunched up front. Gosh, this car is so damn ugly, it's beautiful. Okay, so we've got the chrome trim back on. So the roof looks a little better, but it's not perfect. But in terms of, I don't like driving around with rust all over the place. And speaking of rust, that's what I'm working on next. There's a dent right here. So we're going to get down to bare metal. I'll pop out the dent from the underside of the deck lid, and then we'll do a little Bondo, and we'll smooth this up and just slap some primer on it. Take care. So the dent is gone, but now we got kind of a bump. So I'm going to have to try to smack that dent down just a little bit, but I'll worry about that tomorrow. Okay, so strip this down. I'm going to lay in some Bondo in here. Try to pull this dent up a little bit. And then throw some primer on it, and maybe a coat of the smoky brown, smoky beige Rust-Oleum, just to even things out a little bit. I mean, the car is just a patchwork of different colors anyways. Maybe it's the paint fumes or the fumes from the Bondo. Ooh, it looks like there's still a dip there I gotta address, but might as well dress it up a little bit. Okay, so I still have to fill in just a little bit right here. It's a little bit of an indentation, so let me just take care of that, and then we'll be done. Do some more sanding, and just throw on some, I gotta move some of this out of here. That's a wave there. All right, feels a lot smoother. A little bit of a ridge right here. Let me just take care of that. And I think we're good. A little bit of a ridge right here. Let me just take care of that. This came out kind of nice. I feel a little bit of a high point right here still. So I might have to do a little more sanding there. But I mean, just in general, as flat finishes go, that came out nice. I definitely like the color, and it's consistent. I mean, the theme is consistent with what the old paint was. So, yeah, I'm thinking a whole coat of the smoky beige, and this car might actually look pretty darn nice. Okay, so I've cleaned up. Well, I gotta still do more cleanup there, but got most of this rot out. I'm gonna use a rust treatment. Took down some other areas. Still need to do a little more. I'm gonna then scuff the entire door and then throw some primer on it. Okay, so I just sprayed with a rust preventative. There's still a lot of pock marks. I will then put in a coat of primer filler and then more than likely just a little bit of glazing putty in a couple spots. And then we'll just shoot the paint with the Rust-Oleum French satin. It's a French beige. It's a satin finish, and it'll have more of a flatter look. Like it does over there up on that trunk lid. In the meantime, I'm wondering, should we do some more experimenting here and see what the hell is underneath this? You know, it doesn't even look dented. It's weird. It just looks like just body filler was put in. Look how thick that is. Wow. Okay, I got Mr. Rubber Mallet. Let's just start cutting it away here. Wow. Look how thick this is. And the thing of it is it doesn't even feel like there's a dent underneath here. This is bizarre. Look at that. So this is where the dent was. I can see there's a dent right here. All mushy looking, kind of dented up there, but why they filled in so much here? The body line doesn't show significant dents. I'll get the rest of this out with a grinder. It's really unfortunate that somebody spend money with a body shop to do such crappy work. And I'm guessing this work was done about 40 years ago. I think this car had been revitalized probably around 1980 or so. Okay, so I've put the chrome back on. I'm going to take it off, and then I just wanted to see what it looks like right now, having just painted the car. But I can still see areas where I'm going to have to put some glazing putty in of what we're trying to accomplish. The paint doesn't match, no problem. Before I leave today, I'm going to start to attack this section here. It's a mess. I'm gonna open up the garage door. It's warm enough now that I can do that and just go after it. So this is pretty ugly. And what I think I'm gonna do is, this really needs a new fender altogether, but whoever did this body work just lathered in a whole bunch of body work, and they got the body contour all wrong as well. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to lay in some black rust preventative material, except around here. And then what I'll do is I'll just put a little Bondo in that area, and then I'll just basically do what I just did on the door. I'm just going to slap on a coat of the French beige. There's still some layers that I can smooth out. I'll move that right here and get some of this here. But yeah, just really awful, really awful. Quite frankly, this needs a new fender. There's really no point in doing much with this fender. It's garbage. Okay, so I'm going to just fill in this gap here and put a little bit in this section, and that's pretty much it. The body contour is pretty nice here, just a little bit of a dent here, and then got this gash. Didn't take too much of the old Bondo out up top, so hopefully it'll look a little better than it did when I got it. But still not going to be perfect, but you know, it's still going to be better. Just using my Bondo hardening agent. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna kind of knock this down and smooth her out, and I think I did a better job. It's not perfect, but it'll at least won't be as messed up as it was before. So I'll start taking it down now. Okay, so I'm back, and I've been flattening out this section down here to make it feel a little bit straighter. I feel a dent here still. This is pretty straight. This, I just have to fill in just a little right here to smooth this out and remove this slight dent. But if you remember, this was all caked on all the way back here. So they went crazy when they initially did the Bondo work some 20 years ago. Door, just have to sand down some of the glazing putty here. And I've started to, this door is actually pretty nice. just getting out some of the rot that's starting to build up. Take care of some of this. I'll take care of that dent. I also took off the rear panel here so I can at least start attacking this section. Again, I just want to make this look nicer. It's not color match. I don't care about, I don't even care about blotchiness like you have like right here. I just want it to look straight as opposed to being all dinged up. So we'll just keep doing that. Then we'll slap some paint on it, clean up the chrome, put the chrome all back on, and more or less be done with this side. I've got to still take care of some stuff on the front. Not really worried about that right now. Probably want to do a little more cleanup down over here as well. But by and large, a fairly solid, very solid car. Just kind of dented up a little bit, you know, wear and tear, I guess. So just filled in this section here, and it's I'm liking the way it's coming out. Filled in just a little more here so I can even that out. Took care of the doors. We still have a couple little pock marks I want to address, and I'll have to do some work down here. But in general, it's looking good. I'm very pleased. And then once we do that, we'll spray on a whole. Once we do that, we'll then spray the 2 doors in the rear quarter panel with some of the Rust-Oleum semi-flat French bronze. I'll do the same with the door once I take care of the Bondo. And then tomorrow I'll probably start attacking this mess up front. So by at least the time that this heads back into a shop for the challenge of getting it running, it'll at least look nice on one side. And this was the worst side. So I've been playing around with this and have pretty much stripped off all the surface rot, smooths things out, tried to do some improvements on this patchy area. Still need to do some more work here. We'll get it looking better. It's a satin finish right now, but we'll have to focus on the front fenders over here. So we haven't even touched this side at all, but this was the better side. So at this point, we've gotten the car looking pretty damn solid. I mean, I'm really pleased. This is, like I said, this is a $3,000 Facebook Marketplace car, and yeah, it's still an anchor. It's a roller. It doesn't run yet, but we'll have it towed out later this week, and we'll get this thing going. I think we're in proper alignment now. So at this point, you all know my routine, so I'm not even going to explain. I'm just going to handle this rear quarter section. Probably not going to touch the clip of the front door. Okay, so by this point, I think you kind of know my routine. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out, was this a white car? My guess is we're going to have to check out the body tag. Because again, there's more evidence of white, but also evidence of an accident. So I'm just not sure. Yeah, so we'll kind of strip that out as well. All right, I'm just going to slap some primer on here. I just want to. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, actually. Most body guys would be laughing at what I'm doing right now, but just want to make it a little nicer before it goes to the shop. So here we are. Just a lot of general cleanup. We got rid of the rust that was up on the roof. Took out a lot of the bad body work. It did sort of a half-ass correction, but We'll still need to do more work. You know, ultimately, I'll probably have to replace both fenders. But the car is looking at least a little cleaner, a little more presentable. All the chrome has been polished. Windows cleaned. New tires. Long-term goal of the car, I'm not really sure. I think it's just more of a sort of a junker to have fun with. Go to shows more for a laughs than anything else. I mean, look at the space age styling on this car. It's pretty amazing. I mean, look at that. Look at how even the headlights are canted a little bit along with the eyebrow. Just a really strange car. Okay, so we're going to the shop. I've got, it looks like a new fuel pump here. I think this might be the old one, or another one that somebody at least, I don't know. I mean, you can see it's been cut. Something's weird about that. This is a push-button cable. We've got points, condenser, rotor, cap. What's this? Oh, that's the master cylinder. In here we have all of the brake shoes and lines, the rubber hoses, as well as wheel cylinders. You know, all these parts are readily available in the marketplace. So goal here is to get the brakes done, get the car started. We put the fuel tank in, new sending unit, lines clear. We have a new voltage regulator, starter relay, still can't get it started. The good news is the engine